Warren Jeffs. Although the Mormon Church renounced polygamy over a century ago, fringe sects persist that insist the practice is holy. Pretty convenient for the male leaders. Warren Jeffs, leader of the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, is one of the most infamous. At the time he was arrested in 2006, Jeffs had assigned himself 78 wives, 24 of whom were under 17. He had also overseen numerous other marriages to underage girls. In 2011, Jeffs was convicted for sexual assault of minors and sentenced to life in prison. He remains president of the church and requires his supporters to pray frequently for his escape. Apparently, he blames his continued imprisonment on their lack of faith. Fred Phelps. In 1955, this American minister founded the Westboro Baptist Church in Kansas. Regarded as a hate group, the organization, which is mostly made up of Phelps' relatives, has been condemned by many other Christian churches. It rose to notoriety for protesting at funerals, particularly those of gay people and soldiers. Phelps believed that God hated homosexuals and was punishing the United States for tolerating their existence. The WBC drew considerable attention for carrying signs full of hateful rhetoric at the funeral of Matthew Shepard, a young gay man who was tragically murdered in 1998. Phelps passed away in 2014. Ironically, he may have helped the cause for gay rights by being so awful that no one wanted to agree with him. Jeffrey Lundgren. Dismissed from his position as a temple tour guide, Jeffrey Lundgren proclaimed himself a prophet and started his own sect of the Mormon Church. He convinced his supporters that the second coming of Jesus was imminent and that they had to make a blood sacrifice. He led a small group in which he and his followers committed a series of violent acts, including murder. He had in mind his own followers, Dennis and Cheryl Avery, who had declined to move in with him and kept a separate bank account. In April 1989, he invited them to his farmhouse with their 3 young daughters and killed them all. Paranoid, he eventually abandoned the cult and went on the run. His crime was revealed by a member who apparently didn't object to murder so much as Lundgren's plan to marry his wife. Lundgren was put to death in 2006. So, the Lungren case is a testament to the power of religious abuse and the power of religious leaders. It is also a clear example of how some people can use their faith and religious beliefs to commit acts of brutality and destruction. Such incidents often cause shock and heartache to those who believe in the sect and the wider community. David Koresh. Born Vernon Howell, David Koresh wasn't just a religious leader, he was the Messiah. At least so he claimed. He used his religious background to control their daily lives, thoughts, and behavior. His religious revolution and ultimate prediction of the world were also used as a tool to maintain control and respect among group members. Koresh regularly exercises mental and emotional control over his members through the use of rigid lectures and sermons. He also exercised physical control by holding on to members' assets, which created an environment of strong dependence. In addition, Koresh also promoted non-consensual sexual relationships, including the taking of wives from among women within the group, and also the acceptance of mingling with children. He and his followers lived in an isolated compound in Waco, Texas, where they stockpiled illegal weapons. When government agents came to investigate in February of 1993, there was a deadly shootout, leading to a siege of 51 days. It remains unclear who fired first. On April 19th, for reasons that are still debated, a fire broke out and consumed the building and nearly everyone inside. Koresh was shot and killed. In the aftermath, the FBI faced considerable criticism, but Koresh was not exonerated either. Survivors said he abused his followers, including children, and some authorities believe he always intended for everyone to die. Theodore McCarrick. Although the Catholic Church has faced widespread accusations of child abuse, Theodore McCarrick is the only cardinal in the United States to have been criminally charged. For decades, Uncle Ted, as he was creepily known, allegedly abused male seminarians and minors. Public accusations began to emerge in 2018. Ironically, in the 2000s, McCarrick was a vocal proponent of the church's no-tolerance policy toward abuse. His misconduct was apparently something of an open secret, potentially implicating his superiors for their inaction. Now, In his 93S, it's unclear if he'll be able to stand trial. After hearing information like this, I can draw the following. The McCarrick scandal is a reminder that the safety of the community, especially children and vulnerable people, must come first. Religious organizations need to ensure that their environments are safe and where members can trust and thrive in healthy ways. At the same time, strengthens the need for transparency in the activities of religious organizations. These organizations need to open up and share information with their communities, especially when facing sensitive issues like sexual abuse scandals. That's it. I already explained about the worst religious leaders. What about you? Which the worst religious leaders do you know? Please feel free to share. If you have any questions or suggest some topic, please leave a comment. We read all the comments of your guys. Thank you for watching until now. Like, subscribe, and turn the bell button to get notices when we release new videos. Goodbye.